Hello again. Well, I just read a rather interesting article on politics. I'm going to attach the link. You're not going to have to look for it. It looks like, according to this title, change is on the horizon in Arizona. Interview with Kelli Ward, running against John McCain. This is posted on August the 21st, 2015 by Tina Drake. I'm going to attach the link. You won't have to look for it. Now, the article is most interesting. It looks like the Maverick might soon be set out to graze in Sedona. Wouldn't that be nice? The article is worth reading. I'm going to give you one of the highlights. And the interviewer asks, talk about why your race in Arizona against John McCain is so important to conservatives throughout the United States. Dr. Kelli Ward says, it definitely is. For me, if we had a senator who represented Arizona's values, I wouldn't be contemplating this. But I think that 30 years in Washington, D.C., 30 plus years changes a person. And rather than representing Arizona's values or value, the Beltway values and the establishment values have become what we have to get used to. Basically, D.C. being represented in Arizona rather than Arizona being represented in D.C. So that is what I am striving to do, to become a candidate that represents the people of Arizona and the conservative values that so many of us share. The reason it is so important nationally, not only in Arizona but nationally, is that Senator McCain gives a lot of cover to other Republicans to vote the wrong way. Yeah, folks like Jeffrey the Flake Flake, for example. The way their constitution's constituents don't want them to vote, but maybe the way special interests want him to vote. He has been there a long time. People tell me all the time, he is such a powerful senator. It's a shame for Arizona to lose that. That power isn't being used for Arizona and for the people of Arizona. That power is being used to get more power for one person. That isn't good. That isn't good for our country or for our state. I hear every single day, quote, it is time for new, fresh leaders. It's time for people with a backbone. It's time for people who aren't career politicians, the elite politicians. It's time to change this ruling class that we seem to have in the United States, which we aren't supposed to have based on our Constitution, and get new people in there to change the direction of our country in a much better way. Well, you see, this is why term limits on members of Congress are so important. The article is worth your time to read. Once again, it will be attached. I'm fairly confident that the Maverick will be removed from power. But it's important for people to understand that it's just not the Maverick. It's people like Senator Chuck Schumer. There's endless corruption throughout our Congress, throughout our Senate. And it's usually these long-term, well-established members of the Senate and members of Congress that manipulate their position. They take advantage based on fooling their constituents, which is what McCain's done for the last 27, 28 years. It's time for him to move along. Term limits need to be established. Drug testing of our members of Congress and our lawmakers. Why should police be drug tested? Why should airline pilots be drug tested when the lawmakers need to be drug tested? Another bill that needs to be implemented is to make certain that they vote not on party line, but on what their constituents who placed them in those elitist positions expect of them. And they can't do that if they don't read the bills. Remember Nancy Pelosi? We need to sign Obamacare so we can learn what's in it. Totally insane. Read the article. You're going to find it to be most interesting. Dr. Kelli Ward and people like her are what we need to represent the American people. That's sort of what I think. Read the article. Let me know what you think.